That's just STDX's
Yeah,
game.
so
they,
we can
they
just
need
cross
to win
that off.
they need to win 2 games before Game 4.
Yes.
to get to a Game 5.
To keep going, yeah. And so we have Rainmaker on Sturgeon. It's definitely a game mode where there's a lot of ways to take the Rainmaker. You definitely need extended control to actually get the knockout. So basically, it's going to be up to Tempest to not have those situations happen where they wipe a couple times in a row, because it's definitely going to get the Rainmaker knocked out.
What was the comps that like Tempest was running? Were they mostly short range? I think that they were.
I think so. I think that Fate was running a
Arashi
heavy.
had dually squelchers that one game. And then
Arashi was just running.
Oh yeah,
whatever
Fate was on Rapid a lot.
Rapid and heavy she was playing, and Arashi was on whatever dualies seemed to be good at the time, and then they had 2 people on frontline weapons.
I will say that this new STDX roster definitely doesn't have as like a solid anchor that they had in Power. So like to see maps that are generally long range favored like these, it might be a way for somebody to like make some dents and chip their armor a little bit. And see what happens.
I mean, look at with this kind of team, you definitely have to look at your frontline shooters that you're gonna have to be fighting, Fuzzy and Kiver. You're gonna have to play like you're playing good people. You have to win those one-on-ones, and you have to basically against players like this, you have to be able to win your one-on-ones, and after you win the one-on-one, you can't not know that the next guy's coming. Kind of thing. Especially with people like Kiver that are always trying to like double team, like 2 shooters at the same time. Panget has really
just
strong.
Don't fight Panget because you're gonna get directed.
Yeah, basically, like he's gonna be flanking a lot. You have to.
Although he might be forced onto Slosher Deco right now.
He's been going a lot of Slosher Deco.
Yeah.
Which would be good.
Quite as much playmaking potential, but.
I mean, you kind of need that. You kind of need that in the comp, and then Hexen would need to play something that has some kind of map control. I actually don't know what weapons they've been choosing with this new comp. I haven't checked up on it in the last couple of weeks, but
Hexen was actually running a lot of custom jet last time I saw them scrimming.
Custom jet, okay.
This was before this most recent patch, so I don't know if they changed that immediately afterward. But I'd be willing to bet we might see a couple custom jet games from Hexen here.
All right, cool. Well, I think that what you're talking about before, they don't have power. They don't have that strong anchor that they used to have in power. And I think that out of all the people on that team to be an anchor, it would definitely be Hexen. And that's when he kind of works at his best too, when he's able to kind of direct his teammates and kind of have more eyes on his teammates than the rest of his team does, but then also be able to play something where he can get a lot of damage in. And
I think he's better on that when he can do something mid-range that can kind of flexibly go aggressive or defensive. I think if he's playing something like Custom Jet, it's not like he can't show his flexibility as well. Right. So I think that the role just doesn't fit him quite as securely, but he still is
rapid or some machine or something like that.
Well, it's not necessarily that I think he should go something else. I think he's still the right person to play Custom Jet if they want.
He just
that
doesn't
in their
do it
comps.
a certain way.
It's just it doesn't show his strengths as clearly.
Right.
So, and obviously everybody else, they have their very clear roles. They're like the double shooter and indirect damage from Panget.
Right.
Slayer.
Yeah.
So Hexen just goes with whatever's needed. And I just think his highest points
or
when he plays.
Man, I think that might actually be the solution right there.
Yeah, he might be going Slosher Deco too. So I guess it'll be interesting to see your Slosher.
Slosher Deco machine, Neo machine might be okay.
Yeah, Neo Machine's out there.
Vanilla,
too.
I wouldn't really recommend on a team comp like that. Again, like missiles go good on. In my opinion, missiles go good on teams where you already have those explosive map control specials. Where
I know they're not going to run missiles. Hexen hates those things.
They used to run those.
He would not let them run that.
Yeah. All right, we're locked into picking our weapons for game 1 right now. So let's see. I think that what it's really going to come down to is I think Arashi is going to be in that kind of zen mode where he knows that all eyes are on him and he's going to play well, and I think he's actually going to do a good job at winning a lot of his one-on-ones. I think it's going to really come down to Voltage and Keen to play. Remember that one time when we saw Voltage staying alive at the right times without stopping being aggressive? He kind of backed
he needs
up
to play
and
that the
all
whole
the time. Yeah,
and perfectly. Very.
Because if you take one of these really strong aggressive shooters like Fuzzy and Kiver and stuff, and you position yourself and make decisions that stop them from being able to just run up and get the first 3 shots and actually can kind of let them hang themselves a little bit with their aggression, or then you burst out and get some stuff. That's the kind of thing that you have to do. You really have to kind of have to dance with them a little bit, and I know that we saw Voltage show that he's able to kind of play that way, to kind of think ahead like that. Keen, he was playing Blaster mostly, and he was like the one that was like getting a lot of those like clutch trades. Like he would go up and get the one guy that was going to like stop their push or whatever. So if he can do some more of that, that would be good. But I think that he's also going to have to stay alive more and kind of play like more. We saw Voltage playing in those few times when the camera just happened to catch the right thing at the right time.
Yeah, STDX is not going to let him get those plays like that. So he definitely is going to have to play smarter. So we'll see how
Fate
that goes.
just needs to. Fate just needs to, do her thing, make sure that she's getting the specials and the range and the support at the right times. Especially if Fuzzy. So Hexen's going roller, interesting. So we have armor, splashdown, Ingzuka, Inkjet and Baller coming out STDX. Interesting comp.
Yeah, they're just committing hard to the aggression here, letting Ping get the DMAP control and then just going in.
Yeah, Hexen has definitely been liking Roller for a while, actually, so I'm not too surprised to see him on Roller. Right now, Rashi's going to lose his 1-on-1 to Kivra at the start. It's a 3v3 situation, so it looks like Penguin was actually taken out as well. Hexen has a splashdown at the ready. No specials yet from Tempest right now. And it looks like...
Oh, there we go. That's a 3v1. I would have been amazed if they got killed there, actually.
Right. Inkjet at the ready. Stingray going down. It looks like the Inkjet actually gets taken out right now. Voltage is going to armor just to make sure that this isn't too much momentum loss right now. He's going to get a trade with Hexen. The Rainmaker's only getting the 78 right now. No,
they're going to make the jump here. They're all out of position. Yeah.
Arashi needs to be able to do this, which it seems like he'll be able to.
Oh, he gets the second jump. That's huge right there. That is so hard to get to.
No, I don't know if Tempest knows about the trick jump in this map, but you can get 34 points, if I remember correctly, by not actually getting up to that angle if you try to go for the same push. So if for some... by some miracle, Tempest actually knows about that tech. They'll be able to get a better score without actually taking that same risk. But are they even going to be able to do that in the first place, or are they going to be able to stop Deadbeat? I'm sorry, STDX from getting a better push before that happens?
Still call him Deadbeat.
I do.
Hexen in here, just like all the way causing chaos in the base. Voltage digs a nice cleanup kill. That's going to relieve the pressure quite a bit here.
Like we talked about, man, just being able to punish those aggressive pokes and stuff like that, the kind of stuff we saw Voltage doing earlier. That's what he's going to have to do more of right now. Arashi staying alive right now with his, actually the Dapple Nouveau, I didn't actually realize that was Billy who was playing. Voltage right now, staying alive, not dying the Penga. He's going to get pushed on by Hexen soon from behind, so he's going to have to make something happen.
From Arashi right there. He's sharked on the wall, and even though he knew Penga was there trying to go for him, and he just let Penga pass so that he could kill the Rainmaker, and that just ended the push.
What he did there was pretty nice because he knew, he read that Penga was going to go for a more safe baller that got him out of there, so he just didn't even let any kind of damage befall him and just got Penga away from the situation, and he didn't die himself. So really good forward thinking from him.
Yep. So Hexen here in a really good forward position. This is, if anybody tries to go snipe right now,
as soon as that armor pops off, he's probably going to try to kill someone.
Yep.
Let's see.
There it is. Great position. This might be a...
Will he get punished, though? He does get the shot. He does.
Keen does a nice play right there.
Nice. That's the kind of stuff that we wanted to see out of Keen right now. Inkjet going down. Lots of shots being put into the enemy court right now, but it doesn't look like this is going to be enough to actually brute force STDX out of there. Keen going to back up and throw a curling bomb. A member of STDX goes down. Keen picks up the Rainmaker, and what is he going to do? Oh, he's going to take it up by Hexen with the Shark.
Yeah, I think the struggle here for Tempest right now is trying to figure out how to push.
Right.
They're definitely holding off pretty well. It's just like getting in, because like they just keep dying to things like Hexen Sharking on the wall, or Penga making a play. So they really need to figure out how to just like knock them away enough that they can actually get into a really good push.
Hexen.
This might be a triple from Hexen here.
There it is. Yep. So that's definitely going to be a big break pump on for Tempest here, and it looks like STDX is in position to really make one of their fast Rainmaker pushes go. I mean, they know what they're doing. They're going to actually move the Rainmaker very fast here. Hexen going for this kind of delayed flank right now, having a little bit of difficulty with maybe painting right now, but he does get in the Tempest base. Now they should know that he's coming because of that curling bomb. Doesn't get punished for this at all, and now he's trying to move in, use Splashdown to stay alive. Right now, he's just being a nuisance, and he gets taken out. So actually, STDX doesn't get any new points on the board, but they do get the Rainmaker again to what so far has been a push that's got them the lead. So Tempest is going to have to do something better.
Well, this honestly is a winnable push on this map. So that they don't even really need to get any further. They just need to keep them away from getting in. But something I really want to highlight is what STDX did immediately after they got control before they started that push is the Rainmaker was moving
immediately
as Hexen was getting those kills. Like before he had even finished that triple, they had the Rainmaker and they started their movement. And that's not something you see from like, you know, mid-tier, lower tier, and even like some top-tier teams that just don't have a good teamwork with a lot of individual skill. Like it's just something you don't see from a lot of teams.
Everybody just needs to snap to it and get their job done. And the Rainmaker's job was to go forward to get points. Everybody else's job was to either get map control and go up with the Rainmaker or to flank. You know, Hexen did his thing. Everybody else did their thing. The Rainmaker got to that 47 marker again.
Yep, Hangit doing his aggressive play right now. He's just playing with his food there, I think, honestly.
Just kind of make sure, you know, it's guaranteed that you're going to get that baller kill and that the heavy's not going to be able to punish you afterwards. Right now, 5 seconds left on the clock. STDX in position to stop this Rainmaker. A bunch of people go down, and that is going to be it.
Yeah, that's a nice game right there. Like not overwhelmingly strong for STDX, but they played that as well as they needed to get the W, which is really all you need to do.
Yeah. And, of course, they did have 2 of those. You know, I hesitate to say 47 is a game-winning push, but they had 2 really solid pushes and just completely stopped Tempest from being able to push outside of that. And, like, every time they picked up the Rainmaker or every time that they got controlled, they were putting up the offense.
Yeah, they were keeping the pressure on.
And they definitely, when the opportunity came for them to actually, you know, get that Rainmaker to push really far, they did. I actually kind of disagree with them going left the second time because it's like they already did that.
Well, I agree with it just because it takes so much longer to
get it away there.
Back on that from there.
Especially if people aren't in the exact position to pop it and pick it up and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the only counter to that is if they have like a curling bomb or something where they can
literally
go
right
straight into the court and get to like, it's like, I think it's like 40, 30,
something like
30-ish if you just go straight up the slick there.
Yeah. But I mean, they could have also, I don't think the bridge was up at the time, but they could have gone for the glitch. Just to explain what the glitches on that map. So there's been a change from Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2 with the way the Rainmaker scores points, where in Splatoon 1 you had to be touching the ground to gain points. In Splatoon 2 you don't. So what you can do is on some maps you can drop underneath the map, and as you're falling, your horizontal position still gets you points. So when that drawbridge is up, in that spot where STX is trying to push it, if you just fall underneath the drawbridge and just kind of get some, you know, move in the direction of the enemy goal as you fall, you'll get points underneath it. Gotcha. And that just, it gets you to, I think, 34.
Okay, yeah. I actually did not know that at all.
Yeah, it's, I've only seen it used in tournament a couple times. We've done it in squads. We figured it out by accident one day because I noticed, I was like, wait, isn't that like,
shouldn't that not happen?
Yeah, shouldn't that not happen? And then I was like, oh, wait a second. Like, that didn't happen in Splat 1 because you couldn't gain points in the air. And then we went to a private match and tried it, and it's kind of cool. So it doesn't happen often, but in games like that where it's kind of low scoring, that can definitely catch people off guard, and it's kind of hard to deal with because if someone's trying to take the Rainmaker actually up into that, you know, that kind of like elbow area where STDX is trying to push it, you can have people there to shoot at it. But if they just jump off the level instead and you don't know to shoot them at a midair or to stop them from doing that, it's, you know, you just instantly lose the lead. You don't know what happened.
Yeah, and now you got me thinking, is there any other maps where that actually could be useful?
I've looked for that. I haven't on like
Murray Towers maybe.
We figured this out.
Actually, I noticed that on Murray Towers because on the ink rail, if you ride in the ink rail, you gain points as you go up. So I guess that makes sense, even though it does reset back to where you started in the ink rail. So
we figured this out when the game was like a couple
with
weeks
those
old.
sculptures again.
And we looked at the vanilla maps. I haven't looked for more instances of that kind of thing since then. But there aren't a lot of maps where you can fall underneath the map and there's like a wall, or whatever. I'd have to revisit that.
Like this one, that there could almost be some use for it, but it's so
the water will kill you before you go down. Yeah.
Well, it's also too close to the middle for it to really matter. So yeah.
All right, right now we see a 2v2 situation right now. Hexen going Rapid, which was something that I actually, you know, we were talking about before. If he's going to play Anchor, Rapid seems like to be the kind of thing that he should be playing. What she does, so he's going to...
Strong start right there.
Yeah, help his teammates get some kills, get on the tower, build Bomb Rush. That Bomb Rush is going to be showing up soon. Put some mines on tower just in case he gets pushed. And let Fuzzy ride tower as he Bomb Rushes.
That was actually, like, the way Tempest is taking back here is actually a smart way to go, because that first checkpoint is just gone. So if they rush middle, they wouldn't be able to stop it
sometimes
at all.
you need to accept your losses and just be comfortable with letting them get
play
points.
right
yeah,
there from
that was
Arashi.
nice.
That was
Arashi,
cool.
man, Arashi's the person that, you know, you're gonna be getting those kills, and I'm sure that he's doing it all confidently. He doesn't really care that he's fighting STDX. Like, I mean, if you know you're fighting good players, you play like you're fighting good players. But yeah, you just play.
Yeah. It looks like STDX though is able to keep this pressure up, and it's really hard for Tempest to fight this back.
Looks like Keen right here is going to try to push up on Hexen. There's a jump coming right now. Will you be able to punish it? I don't think so. This might end up getting him killed if he stays here for too long. No, gets the first kill. Doesn't get punished. Misses. Unfortunate to direct. Really close there on Fuzzy. Probably didn't see him coming. I'm pretty sure Fuzzy just jumped back in, actually. A little reminiscent of Splatoon 1 when, you think that you're fine and then somebody just, like, jumps in and kills you. Tower moving again now for SetToDestroyX. This is definitely looking more dominant than it was game 1, man. This tower's already going to this almost like point of no return once it starts to get here. Once it gets to that slick, that's when like basically the tower is just not going to stop pushing. Right now, Arachi is going to be able to kind of push the people back, and he's using Dolly Squelchers and not
Is he able to clean up here? Nice kills on Hexen right there.
Yeah, definitely a big pain for a Rapid to try to deal with something like that in your face. And Arashi sees someone over here to the right. He's going to stay alive. Going to be actually painting a good amount here, too. This person is marked. He does have missiles right now. Let's see if he ends up using them with the team. But right now, he is being pressured a lot. There's a blaster nearby. He's going to have to get out of there. Isn't able to, and that's another 3-down situation. No one on SetToDestroyX was taken out. Oh, no, one person was.
Yeah, it's really weird. Tempest has not been able to get this tower back to neutral. It's been on
They touched it like
their
a game, and that was it.
Yeah, like it's been on their side of the map. Because like even when they were getting some control back, it never fully reset before SetToDestroyX was right back on the offensive.
We see Faye right now in a pretty decent position to make sure that no one immediately gets back on this tower. But once members of SetToDestroyX start spawning, if Tempest doesn't have people in position to do something about it, they're going to be in a bad position. Now, right now, actually, some SetToDestroyX members were caught off guard over here on the right side of the map, but Hexen is going to be the anchor that he needs to be right now and get those kills. Going to back up, put some damage on this person, get the assist. Teammate gets on tower, again. Almost at bomb rush again. This is looking like another brutal push from SetToDestroyX.
Yeah, it's Tempest is just barely holding on at this point. Now they're like way out of position for the tower control actually. So two people on the left, they're both going to get cleaned up here. Yeah, and tower's not moving those. Nobody's on it, but they're trying to clean up the kills.
Another assist. Like, look how good this rapid play is, man. Get it direct, get some chip damage. Like, basically everything that Hexen shoots at ends up getting killed. He's gotten so many assists right now.
Yeah. Not to mention that they also have another blaster as well.
Yeah.
And, like,
that collective damage adds up, especially when you, actually, I don't know how the NZAP's damage works with rapid now that I think about it.
It takes off one shot, and then it takes off one shot for one rapid hit, and if you get 2 rapid hits, it takes off 2 shots, and if the rapid directs them, you only have the 1 shot.
Gotcha. That was a lot of numbers, and the game is going to be over. So right now, too, so Tempest definitely, they definitely struggled more that game than they did in the first game. I think that might have a little bit to do with the map.
Well, I mean, the start, too. Like, they just got they got immediately 3 down, and SetToDestroyX got it past that first checkpoint, which is by far the hardest part of that
Did the tower ever actually go back to neutral?
No.
It just stayed on their side of the map.
Yeah, it was in Tempest territory from the start of, like, the first 20 seconds of the game. So SetToDestroyX doing a really good job of just keeping the pressure up the whole time. And, Tempest just never got some breathing room. Like they would just, like, get the beginnings of what looked like some control, and then, like, just all of a sudden, like, somebody like Hexen would just clean up a couple kills.
Hexen put some damage on somebody who was confident that they were about to win a one-on-one, or, Pangit runs up and gets a bunch of blaster players. Pangit going blaster instead of Slash or Deco also, like, helps him be a little bit more aggressive. And Pangit was definitely getting some crazy plays. Yeah, basically, I mean, like we said, this is looking kind of grim for Tempest because you can basically just guarantee that SetToDestroyX is going to get that humpback pump track Splat Zones game. So even if they cheese out a Clan Blitz, they really needed to, like, basically the way it's looked like so far, they needed to win that Rainmaker game. They needed to catch SetToDestroyX off guard their first game, get like an embarrassing win, and then get some cheesy win in Clan Blitz. Or not cheesy win, but it's going to feel like a cheesy win to SetToDestroyX. Obviously this is the only game mode that they've really shown trouble with in tournaments so far.
And it's probably just because of the lack of practice from them. At this point, they probably had like 2 months of scrims since G5,
yeah,
so I'm sure they're feeling a lot more confident in Clan Blitz.
I'm also sure that, like, Pangit and Hexen were immediately just like, okay, we did bad on Clan Blitz, we're going to grind on with this for a while. Yeah.
They probably didn't do that. They're probably like, all right, we'll do some Clan Blitz and not just Splat Zones only.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, no, they definitely would stick with Splat Zones, especially since, like, their main looks like there was some kind of a disconnect right there. Lobby's going to have to go back up. Yeah, they're remaking the
Fuzzy's smiling. Right, I wonder if somebody just touched their.
If somebody, if they actually know what happened, like somebody pulled on the wire or something like that.
Oops. let's talk about how slick those like white Pro controllers are.
Oh, dude, Pixel has one of the, not the white one, like the purple one, but like those, like if you
they're
hold
the
in your
colorware
hand,
things, right? Or
yeah, the color ones. Yeah, they're so cool, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I love them.
Like I was holding Pixel, I was like, dang, this thing's clean.
If I haven't already been through, like I'm on my 3rd Pro controller.
Really?
Yeah, like my
What
first one
happened to
I
him?
broke because I threw it because I was
Playing Dually
super
Sculptures?
tilted. No, this is pre-Dually Sculptures.
Oh, this is when you're playing Pro.
Yeah, well, I don't remember what I was playing. I just remember I was playing solo queue, and I was not very happy.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, this is why I don't play solo queue.
But the second time is actually just the controller's fault. Like the left stick just stopped going forward sometimes. So like you'd hold forward, and I would just kind of like stutter step.
That happened with my gamepad in Splat 1. I had to get it fixed.
Yeah, like I like popped it open trying to clean it, but there's not like it wasn't dirty. It was just like
it was some kind of mechanical problem.
Yeah, some kind of mechanical problem. So I had to get a new one.
I've noticed with my Pro controller every once in a while it'll kind of like desync or something like that when it doesn't seem to make sense. Like there's no kind of interference or anything like that. But I haven't really had any troubles with it besides that.
I wonder if we've been having any controller issues in the venue because I haven't heard anything.
Astral was having some interference, but we just put them on wired and we haven't had any trouble since.
Okay, yeah, I figured that's what people are doing right now.
People that hold their controller underneath the desk.
Oh yeah, that doesn't help.
If you're one of those people that kind of leans forward and puts your elbows on your knees kind of thing, and you play like this, when you're holding the controller underneath the table, that can cause interference because the dock is usually pretty far back, and then you're like all the way under here.
Unless you're tic-tac and you're like 6 feet away from.
I mean, I just kind of stand up, sit up and play. So yeah, I don't have any of those issues. But I mean, we found that out the hard way at G5 because we were using metal tables for the first time, and metal tables were causing, letting way less of that infrared light get
way
through.
Worse.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Clan Blitz Port Mackerel. Definitely one of the more balanced Clan Blitz maps. I think it's got a little more potential for some of that super jump cheese than some other ones, but I think
I don't even know if the super jump cheese even matters that much because usually you just get like wiped by Stingray control or something like that. And
yeah, something like that.
You get pushed in.
Oh no, what's going on here?
Uh-oh. Oh, they're laughing about it. So, all right, hopefully we can get that. Well, we can get that fixed pretty soon. Not really sure what the issue could be. I mean, I don't really know that much about the networking in this place, but I've seen it before.
We got it all on one network, so there could be something going on, but I kind of doubt it just because
I've seen those network switches are designed for like business, like entire corporate buildings to have like thousands of computers constantly on. I don't really think that would be that kind of a.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that being the problem. I think there's probably just something going on with
some wire loose.
Somebody just like moving their controller the wrong way.
Well, everybody's joining back into the room now, so hopefully we just get it back on the way. So, Clan Blitz on port. So I expect to see probably an M-Parry from SetToDestroyX. I'm wondering like how many Stinger weapons will go. Maybe Hexen will go custom jet, but I would also expect kind of Hexen to be the one not going a Stinger weapon and being like M-Parry.
I think that M-Parry is on Fuzzy. I think he's going to be
true. Yeah, they both like that.
I think ever since Fuzzy's joined the team, I think he just plays M-Parries anytime they need it.
Yeah. Maybe you could see something like, Kiver and Fuzzy both going 52 deco.
Maybe. I don't think I've seen them particularly run 52 deco. Like, even though it is pretty much perfect for this map, I don't think I've seen them actually run it yet.
Right. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Actually, get the get the lobby up.
Yeah, let's see if we can actually get started this time. Much quicker in getting back into the lobby on that one.
Yeah, definitely much quicker. All right, so somebody punched the Ethernet cord so we can disconnect again. Yeah. Man,
meanwhile, Tempest is appreciating this because they're like, all right.
Yeah, they actually get some time to let the
calm down for a second. Let's see if we can take a game right now.
Let both the mentality of both teams simmer down so it can kind of be a little bit more feeling like the first game where they were actually
Yeah, where it was actually pretty.
They put up a fight. Yeah.
Yep.
And at times like this, I really wish that we could see what weapons everybody was choosing because we just talk about it so much, and it's like, what did they do? I mean, that's what people that are out in the main stage can see that because.
Well, in the production chat, we were like trying to figure out like there was like some ideas on how we could deal with that, and like we were talking about like having somebody standing behind the players and radioing to the backstage.
I mean, with the way that those
but
screens are, you could just have some.
But people
you could just have a webcam like on the ceiling looking down at the 8 POVs.
Yeah, I was thinking like just having the floating cam kind of like looking towards the.
Oh yeah, so we can see that, but yeah. All you'd have to do is get, you know, player 4 and player 5 too. You wouldn't have to get all 8 of them.
Yeah, any of them really.
Yeah, because you just need one from each team.
But as far as things go, this is not like if this is the worst thing about spectator mode. I guess I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, another thing, shout-outs to like that weird technique that we figured out a couple days ago, where you can actually have the camera go back up into the air in between.
I was doing that all first wave on endgame stream, so if you really want to see this cool move,
yeah,
I do it better. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh no, I haven't practiced at all. I just figured it out and told you.
No, he's been doing it good on the stream too.
Yeah, and it's just so nice. That was
I don't know
one of
if
the
it's Future or Prodigy in there right now, but one of the two.
Is it Future or Prodigy? Right around the corner. But no, like one of the problems with spectator mode was that the camera would like snap back to like these really awkward places in between camera angles, and it stopped you from being able to really control the camera.
Tetris again.
Tetris again. Ooh, let's see if he ends up doing it. I mean, I could see this actually being really good on this map, especially for dodging stingrays, and you're able to kind of like every time your 4th roll goes off, you can be around a corner, so you can get rid of that. You know, basically dealing with the root that happens after you roll with Tetris is, I think, an important part about playing the weapon. And if you're able to kind of, you know, you have a map like this where every time that you roll around, you're able to be somewhere where
so sick right there. Holy crap.
Yeah, and that's been something that's actually been getting ping it lately, to be honest, is like all these like mid-range weapons that like have a little bit more range than you'd think if you want to catch him off guard, because he probably thought he was completely safe right there, but ooh, taken out by Fuzzy right now using the end zap actually. So, oh yeah, we forgot to actually take a good look at these weapon comps, and no stingrays from STDX, which is kind of crazy. I guess they're just not comfortable playing stingray weapons right now. Fuzzy is going to be able to get this kill over on Voltage, and this is the game's look like the start of a really strong push. We still got a bunch of clams being thrown in right now. It looks like Fuzzy's going to be able to pick some up and be able to keep the pressure going right now. What will happen with Arashi? He's going to get punished.
Not able to clean up. I've actually been noticing, like, I don't know if it's just like today, but I feel like people, as compared to normal lands, aren't killing splashdowns as effectively.
Yeah. Yeah, because splashdowns are even easier to punish on land than they are online, and we're getting to the point where a lot of people are starting to punish them. Like, I personally don't punish them enough. I should do a better job at that.
Yeah.
But even just getting away from splashdowns is much easier. Rashi's over here with the Power Clan, not really exactly sure.
Mind games. If getting in the head of STDX here.
Yeah, we've seen Arashi do that a couple times so far, but yeah, he's definitely going to throw the Power Clan away, building up meter. He's going to have splashdown soon, so he's going to be able to make some kind of play up and coming. You know, that's kind of the way that a lot of these splashdown weapons work. You get splashdown, then you do something like this. Oh, he gets
double kill. Is this a triple here?
The third one down. Backs up. Yep, he is using this dually. So, oh no, Fuzzy just pre-fire in the corner right now. You know, pre-firing actually does work on land. That's one of the big differences between land and online. Is a lot of times when you try to pre-fire a corner, it's a little bit inconsistent. You're taking a little bit of a risk where, like on land, you know, you fire on that corner, the person's going to die before they can, you know, fire back on their screen before the internet kind of does the thing.
Yeah, and it's really hard for some aggressive players to adjust to as well, because like you'll notice, especially on day one, you'll notice like the aggro players will go in and just get killed by pre-fire, and they're like, "Why did I die there? I don't normally die in this situation."
Yeah,
and they'll just keep doing it because of muscle memory.
Yeah, breaking habits. You basically have to kind of realize that everything that should be happening happens on land, which is, you know, can be good and bad for you depending on how much you adjust to the fact that lag isn't going to cause anything to go poorly for you. Right. As we all say this though, you know, Tempest hasn't really been able to get that many points on the board. There's another clam going in right now, and this is all raw points for STDX right now as they try to push these in. Kiva right here with the Inkjet going to push everyone back. There's a clam right there. Hexen's got to go towards it.
Oh, okay,
got to throw it in. Yeah, they're able to just get pretty close to ending this right now. Someone's got to get some clams. Sometimes you want to throw them in a little bit slower than that so that you don't have to worry about it, but no, they were able to pick up some clams, get them in right away, and that is going to be game 3.
And they were 100% feeling confident in the win on that one. Very clean set from STDX. Like, even that first game, you know, being somewhat contested, it never felt like they were, like, on the back foot necessarily. It felt like they had the control of the game. It's a very clean set, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Again, you know, Arachi with that top score, I'm assuming none of those are assists. He had definitely really cool to see him be able to use those dualies like that, especially the Tetras, against a team like STDX still basically getting as many points as they were.
Yeah, like, you know, it's not some sort of cheese thing happening because, like, STDX has so much individual skill, like, it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? So he's getting those kills against some of the best players in the game. You know that he's got some skills going on.
Yeah. So really cool showing from Tempest right there, and of course Arachi doing all that cool stuff, and yeah, Voltage was playing smart with the NZAP as well, and oh crap, what was the blaster's name again? It was
Keen.
Yeah, Keen definitely